We want to get to a case now that's getting a lot of attention. 5-year-old Summer Wells vanished without a trace 5 months ago from her rural Northeast Tennessee home. There are few developments in the investigation into her disappearance. The family says Summer's mom and grandmother were gardening with the little girl when she went inside the family home, and they never saw her again. The community has come together to search for her and raise money for a reward in the case, and still no sign of Summer, still no answers. And police say this case is not like the others.
Within a couple of days, we have a tip or lead or have an idea if they've been abducted, if they may be left into the woods. Somebody saw something that leads us hopefully to get an answer to where the child went or if they were taken. We're going to have some tip or lead. And that is the frustrating part for law enforcement in this case and for the public.
But her father is making news. Arrested this weekend on a DUI and now facing another charge of violating probation, maybe a distraction from his missing daughter's case more than anything else. The family issued a statement following his arrest saying, "Thank you everyone for the kind messages. There are no words to what each day and night is like. We needed cigarettes. It was a stupid decision. Please keep us in prayer. Keep Dawn. This pain won't go away. Thank you." News Nation reporter Ansley Daniel with WJHL in Johnson City, Tennessee, has been covering this case and joins us now live. Ansley.
Thank you for having us tonight. Yes, this is a case that really has baffled all of us here in the Tri-Cities and here in Northeast Tennessee. And unfortunately, I'm coming to you tonight with not much more information than what we had the night Summer went missing on June the 15th from her home in the Beech Creek community of Hawkins County.
And there have been a lot of rumors surrounding this case. You've covered it from the beginning. Walk us through what you do know.
So what we do know is that Summer was reported missing on June the 15th around 6:30 in the evening. Police say that she was reported missing by her father. However, her mother was the one that was at home around the time she went missing. So that's where things get a little muddy for us here in the area. So again, she was reported missing that evening. We were told that she was last seen near her home, potentially walking away from her home, and then that story again changed just a little bit. Police have not said that she has been abducted. Police have not said that anything has happened. They simply just know that she was last seen at her home around 6:30 that evening. Now, a few days after she went missing, we talked with her father a few different times, but about 2 weeks after she was reported missing, we did sit down with her mother, who said that she and the two of them were outside of their home planting flowers with Summer's grandmother, so Summer's mother's mother. They were all outside planting flowers near the home, and Summer was sent back inside to go play with her brothers, and Summer's mother, Candace Bly, went back to go help her mother do something because her Summer's grandmother needed her to help. And Summer's mother said she was gone maybe 2 minutes, and she went back into the house, kept calling for Summer. Summer's brothers said that she was in the basement, and then next thing you know, Summer was gone. Other than that, we have no idea what happened to this little girl. No one has been arrested as a person of interest. The only thing that we know is that police are looking for a red Toyota Tacoma or similar model, which could potentially be maroon as well. They think that this person has some information about what happened. They could have potentially seen what happened, but they don't believe that this person that was driving that truck is a suspect.
How does the arrest of her father now impact this case?
As of now, it doesn't have much of an impact besides just gaining different attention. We have spoken with him several times, and today I spoke with him off camera, and he did, kind of attribute what happened over the weekend to heartbreak and kind of, I guess, the pressure of his daughter being missing. However, that could change in the coming days and weeks. We do know that he was arrested again today while he was at his arraignment for his DUI charges over the weekend on a violation of probation charge. However, we're not sure what exactly he violated, and we're still waiting on that paperwork. We're told that it could come at any time tomorrow.
And before I let you go, do we know what's next in the investigation? It sounds like they've been trying every avenue.
As of now, they're still looking, like I said, for the driver of that red truck that was in the area around the time Summer went missing. They believe that person potentially has some information. We've continued to circle up, obviously, with law enforcement, whether it be local, state, or even, federal levels of law enforcement. And even after a massive search that took several weeks in her community, there was no trace of the child. So now what's next is potentially going over that area, continuing to look over that area maybe one more time. We've heard that they could have possibly something in the future planned in that regard. But we also know that for the most part they are just looking to see if they have the driver of that truck who could potentially have information. And we are continued to be told by law enforcement that as of right now, they're following up on every single lead that comes in. And like I said, we also know that, they could potentially just be circling up on leads and possibly past leads that they might, get some fresh information on as well.
All right, Ansley Daniel, thank you so much for that reporting.
Thank you.
And Summer Wells is just one of many missing persons cases that have been of interest on social media and on true crime reports. Bill Johnson, a former federal prosecutor and co-host of the True Crime Reporter podcast, joins me now. Thanks for being here.
You're welcome.
So this little girl just appears to have vanished into thin air. She was reportedly gardening with her family outside. What stands out to you about the Summer Wells case?
Well, I guess to begin with, anytime there's a case of this nature, it turns out in the end that the vast majority are committed by someone they knew, whether it's a family member or someone else, someone that knew them. It's very rare that a stranger abduction or a stranger incident like this take place. It does take place. And I've had several I've worked on that it's been the case. But I see this as a bit of a, for lack of a better term, a Country JonBenet Ramsey case where the families made statements, perhaps some inconsistent statements, depending on what you read and who you believe. But at this point, there's not enough evidence, apparently, for law enforcement to either show those statements are true, the family's being truthful, or the family's not being truthful, or that any other person they've spoken with has been truthful or not. In JonBenet Ramsey's case, they just didn't have enough evidence to link an individual to the homicide. And in this case, we don't have the little girl yet. And so it's a lack of evidence that makes it hard to contradict or corroborate statements. And so far, I think that's the main thing.
And I was reading about this case. It's really interesting. This reignited the search for her aunt, Rose Marie Bly, who also vanished from Polk County in 2009. That's a pretty big coincidence on its face.
That's odd. It may be a coincidence, but things of that nature that happen within families, sometimes there's a reason to look a little deeper. And I think in this case, if I'm reading correctly, the other children, that is to say her brothers, may have been taken from the home by Child Protective Services. I've read that. If that's true, there's something more to it that we're not hearing yet. And that's something that law enforcement will have to work through. And I'm sure they are. And I'm sure there's much we don't know at this point.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that, too. The only clue, as we just heard from that reporter, in her disappearance so far seems to be that red pickup truck. The whole community has been searching. It seems like they would have found something by now. We heard from that law enforcement officer saying usually we get some sort of credible clue or tip at this point in the investigation.
Well, unless it didn't happen the way their whole basis for what they're doing is based on what, I guess, the family and maybe some others told them. So if that turns out to be mistaken in terms of its time or not correct, it may be that we had a case where a preacher in Texas murdered his wife and faked it as a suicide. And the time frame he gave, which law enforcement relied upon, they just fully relied upon it for the longest time until they realized he was lying about all of it. And his alibi was completely impossible forensically. And so the foundation of what we start with in a case like this sometimes is a myth. It may not be. It may be exactly correct. But if it's a myth, then everything that works from there could be mistaken. We just don't know enough.
Okay, Bill Johnson, thank you for joining us, host of the
You're
True
welcome.
Crime Reporter podcast. We appreciate your time tonight.
You're welcome.